We've all been there. You see the Democracy space station is parked over a planet, and you get excited for about 5 seconds. Then you remember the reality of it. The DSS was promised as the ultimate weapon, a game changer that would turn the tide of the galactic war, but for a huge part of the community, it's been a massive letdown. Players have joked it's more of a dormant space station than a democracy space station. And honestly, they're not wrong. It's a source of shared frustration, a tool with immense potential that just feels unfinished. The Democracy Space Station, or DSS, was supposed to usher in a new era of galactic freedom, a mobile battle station we could collectively aim from our ships. But its incredible potential is shackled by systems that feel totally counter-initiative to the faster-paced, moment-to-moment chaos we love in Helldivers 2. The community has been incredibly vocal about the disappointment, and to their credit, Arrowhead has acknowledged it, confirming there are discussion options to improve it. So today, we're not just going to complain, no, we're better than that. We're going to break down the features that could transform the DSS from a forgotten asset into the ultimate weapon for managed democracy. We're talking a complete overhaul, from its core functions to the way it integrates with the entire game. Alright, let's get right to the hard problem, the cooldowns and how they work. Currently, the community can donate samples and requisitions to fund tactical actions like Eagle Storm or heavy ordnance distribution. Once it's funded, that action is active for a full 24 hours, which is great, but the issue is that after the action ends, there can be a multi-day cooldown on donating to that same ability again. This static timer is a fundamental flaw in a live service game, where the battlefield changes by the hour. A major order can drop, but a key DSS ability might be unavailable for donations, completely killing a coordinated community response. The war doesn't wait, so why should our biggest weapons? So the first most crucial fix isn't just a slash to the timers, it's to make the cooldowns dynamic. Instead of a rigid multi-day waiting period, the DSS readiness should be directly tied to our actions on the ground. Imagine if completing operations on a planet, the DSS is orbiting actively chipped away at the cooldown for its abilities. Picture this, every mission you complete shaves off time off the clock. Every bot factory you turn to scrap isn't just a small victory, but a tangible contribution to getting our super weapon back online faster. This would shift the DSS from a passive wait for the timer icon into an active strategic objective. It would encourage Helldivers to swarm the planet under the DSS watch, creating a true focal point for the war effort. This is how you would make the station feel like a persistent, powerful ally, not a part-time orbital decoration that sometimes kills you. The goal is to make us feel like our actions matter, to the readiness of the galactic powerhouse. As of right now, a big point of the contention for players is the random auto bombardments. The idea of a massive space station bringing down fire is awesome in theory, but in practice, it can be a team-killer menace with zero predictability. It's chaos, but not the fun, democratic kind of. So coming in as an idea number 2, give us control. What if being on a planet with the heavy ordnance distribution active doesn't just mean random 388mm shells falling out of the sky? What if it unlocked a new temporary stratagem on our list, the DSS targeting designator? This wouldn't be just another orbital strike, it would be a direct line to the big guns. You cool it down, and for a limited time, you get a special interface, maybe on your minimap or unique terminal view. From there, you can paint the targets for the DSS, directing its immense firepower with brutal precision. Imagine marking a bio-titan for concentrated barrage, or painting a line across a automatron fortress, and watching that station walk its fire right across your target. This transforms the DSS from a random number generator of death into a surgical instrument of liberation. To keep it balanced, it could have a limited number of users per mission, but it would finally give us the player's agency that desperately is missing. It's time to put the command of this command center back into the hands of the Helldivers on the ground. But firstly, what do you think about directly taking control of the DSS? Is a target designator the way to go, or do you have an even better idea for how to best aim the beast? Drop your biggest ideas for improving the DSS in the comments below. Your feedback is what drives this conversation forward. The Democracy Station should be more than a weapon. it should be the beating heart of our community strategy. One of the biggest challenges in Helldivers 2 is organising thousands of players without having to jump on Discord or Reddit or Twitter, etc. The DSS is the perfect in-game solution to this problem, and that brings us to the third major improvement, turning the DSS into a real command and coordination hub. First, let's lean into the theme of managed democracy. The current voting system is simple. Pick a planet every few hours. But what if it was deeper? The law tells us managed democracy involves citizens answering questions, with an AI interpreting their votes. Let's see a light version of that instead. Instead of just picking a planet, let's vote on strategic priorities. A screen, for example, could pop up and say, High Command has identified 3 priorities for the DSS. Do you vote for A. Prioritize a full-scale offensive on a key automaton world. B. Focus on a defensive blockade to hold determined expansion. Or C. Allocate resources to a Liberty's Armory initiative, drastically reducing stratagems cooldown planet-wide. This makes the choice more engaging and reinforces the game's amazing lore. More importantly, the DSS should be fully integrated with a supposedly upcoming social system. Now, this next part is speculative and based on data mining info, but a platoon or clan system appears to be in the works. This system is expected to let players form larger and more persistent groups. The DSS is the perfect anchor for this. Imagine platoons getting bonuses for fighting under the station, or even unlocking exclusive platoon stratagems, like calling a squad of AI-controlled safe troopers to back you up. By making the DSS the central point for these large-scale community and clan efforts, it can become essential to the endgame and the ongoing story of the galactic war. Of course, even if the clan system doesn't get implemented, they can still find a way to add this in one way or another. Finally, the DSS just can't be a static object all the time. For it to have a real long-term value, it needs a sense of progression. Arrowhead has already talked about evolving the game and its features, and the DSS is a prime candidate for that. So our fourth and final idea is a dedicated upgrade path for the DSS itself. This progression shouldn't be tied to your individual level, but to the collective victories of the entire Helldivers community. Successfully defending a planet with orbital blockade could contribute points towards upgrading that blockade's power. Liberating a world under the effects of heavy ordnance could unlock the new types of munitions for it to fire. Major orders could grant unique, permanent upgrades to the station, making our shared victories feel truly meaningful and part of the story. We could see a new DSS upgrade tab on a ship to where we can all track the progress. Maybe completing certain objectives allows the community to vote on the next upgrade. Should we invest in a cryopod maintenance, increasing the reinforcement counts for all Helldivers on the target planet? Or should we upgrade the vehicles bay, increasing a vehicle stratagem count and reducing their cooldowns? These features would turn the DSS from a simple game mechanic into a living monument of our war effort, a symbol of our collective dedication to spreading managed democracy. From dynamic action-based cooldowns to direct player control fire support, and from a deep coordination hub to a community-driven progression system, these are the kind of features that could elevate the DSS. It has the potential to be one of the most exciting and defining features of Helldivers 2, a true centerpiece for the galactic war. It just needs to be untethered from its restrictive timers and fully integrated in the core of what makes the game great, player agency and community action. And if you believe Arrowhead needs to see these ideas and make the DSS the weapon it was always meant to be, then deliver a tactical strike on that like button. Let me know in the comments which of these features you want to see the most, or share your own upgrade ideas for the station below. And if you want to stay up to date on more ways to bring liberty and freedom to the galaxy, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell button. But once again, Helldivers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next drop.